Chapter 3. There's a vet about a block from our house. We took my great-grandpa Maurice there for a checkup. When we found out he'd been reincarnated as a cat. Good to see you again, said the vet. Thanks for taking us on such short notice, said my dad. Well, today is a slow day, said the vet. Not like tomorrow. The cat show is coming to town. Besides, you said it was an emergency. It is, I said. Did you bring the little fella? He asked. Of course, said Dad. Well, where is he? Said the vet. Here, I said. Well, bring him into my room, said the vet. We'll have a look at him. He's already in here, said my dad. Where? Said the vet. He looked under the examination table. Right here, I said. I pointed to myself. I thought you had a sick cat, said the vet. No, said Dad. I have a sick boy who's turning into a cat. The vet started laughing. You know, I thought I'd heard them all, he said, but that's a new one on me. This isn't a joke, I said. I really am turning into a cat. I want to eat birds. I hide when I hear a vacuum cleaner. I sharpen my nails on the sofa, okay? The vet looked at Dad. Then he looked at me. You're serious about this? He asked us. Dad nodded. The vet shrugged and threw up his hands. Well, he said to me, hop up on the table. Let's have a look at you. I hopped up on the table. The vet began to examine me. At first, he didn't seem concerned at all. He flashed a light in my eyes. He looked inside my ears. He made some notes on a clipboard. There was a slightly puzzled look on his face. This all started yesterday at the museum, I said. A big black cat scratched me. I think that has something to do with my turning into a cat. Nonsense, said the vet. I get scratched all the time. You don't see me hiding when I hear a vacuum cleaner. But I bet you were never scratched by a cat that turned into a statue, I said. He was listening to my heart now. He thumped me on the chest a couple of times. Then he listened to my heart again. His face was more serious now. He took a look inside my mouth with his flashlight. Except he didn't ask me to open it. He just opened it himself. Good boy, he said as he peered inside my mouth. Then he made some more notes and scratched me under the chin. This is a most interesting case. Could you leave him here overnight for observation? The vet asked Dad. He patted me on the back. I'd like to keep my eye on the little fella, just to be on the safe side. I realized the vet wasn't talking to me anymore. He was talking only to my dad. You most certainly cannot keep him overnight for observation, said Dad. Why not? Said the vet. Zack is a boy, not a cat, said Dad. The vet shrugged. Suit yourself, he said. He'd probably due for some shots, though. This was too much. I don't want any shots, I said. Especially not ones for cats. He won't even feel it, said the vet, as if I couldn't understand him. They don't, you know. Dad got me out of there fast. As soon As soon as we were outside, I felt better. Then a lady passed us with a cocker spaniel on a leash. I arched my back and he steadied. Chapter 4. I just wish I knew what to do for you, Dad said. That was no help at all. I sighed. Only it came out sort of like a meow. Then I thought that maybe there was one person, well, not a person exactly, who might be able to help me. My great-grandpa Maurice, the one who died and came back as a cat. He was living in Florida now. Maurice obviously knew about turning from a person into a cat. Maybe he also knew about turning from a cat back into a person. Dad, I said, why don't we go to Florida and see great-grandpa Maurice? I bet he'd know what to do. We can't afford to go to Florida, said Dad, but we can certainly call him. Dad found Maurice's phone number in Palm Beach. I dialed it. It took a while for the lady who answered to get Maurice to come to the phone. Poopsie pie, it's for you, she kept shouting. At least Maurice was on the line. Great-grandpa Maurice, I said. It's Zack. How are you doing? Zack, said Maurice. I haven't heard from you in a dog's age. How the heck are you? Okay, I said. Well, not so okay. If you want to know the truth, which is the main reason I'm calling. What's wrong, kid? Maurice asked. He sounded worried. Is that Zack? Is that Zack? Called the lady who'd answered the phone. Tell him hello. Tell him I can't wait to meet him. Listen, I said. I'm really worried. I've been acting kind of strange. Bernice, Maurice called to the lady. Be a doll and fix me a little herring and sour cream. Then he returned to our conversation. Don't worry, Zack, he said. I'm sure you will be your old self again in a day or so. No, I won't, I said. What do you mean? My old self was a boy, I said, but I seem to be turning into a cat. There was a pause on the other end of the line. Run that past me again, would you, Zack? I said, I am turning into a cat. What makes you think so? So I told Maurice every weird cat-like thing that I'd been doing. All perfectly normal, said Maurice. I do all of those things myself. But you are a cat, I said. He said. Good point. Well, maybe you are turning into a cat, but so what? I couldn't believe he said that. Don't you care? I asked him. Of course I care, he said. I'm your great-grandfather, but I'm also a cat, and frankly, it's not such a bad life. You lie around in the sun all day. At night, they feed you and scratch your belly. Is that bad? I ask you. Listen, when you've completely turned into a cat, we can hang out together. We will watch birds. We will take naps. For laughs, we will chase our tails. All right, I said. Then I stared at the phone. What was I saying? No, I don't want this to happen to me. There was another pause. Listen, kid, said Maurice. I know you must be upset, and I want to help you. I happen to be flying up to New York tomorrow for the cat show. Come and see me. I will be there all day. It's at Madison Square Garden, booth 87. Will you do that? I sighed. I guess so, I said. Then I hung up the phone. Well, said Dad, what did Maurice say? I will tell you as soon as I go to the bathroom, I said. I walked into the bathroom, then I walked out again. Dad, I said, is there any chance we have a little litter box around somewhere?